And I want to bring up just another side to this. Sharif may or may not come back, but one player that we haven't really seen much since January until last Saturday, where he finally rejoined the team, was Auburn guard Justin Powell, who's been out with a concussion. And I mean, it seems like he's really battled these concussions like symptoms for months on end, considering it has taken him this long to even sit on the bench with his team. I know when I had my concussion, it was always a huge deal when I was finally able to go and sit and watch a game. And even still, I'd have headaches, and sometimes I'd try it and could only make it through a quarter of a game before I had to go home and go take a nap. So, what do you guys kind of think that showed with his recovery process by him alone just being out there with his team last Saturday against Tennessee?
I think that was huge, and it was kind of a surprise. We were watching for Sharif, and then I think it was Josh Vitale pointed out, like, "Oh, there's Justin," and I was like, "Oh, wow." So that was a huge plus, coming down the end of this season, just to see him back out there. And Bruce talked about it a little bit after that Tennessee win, that he was making progress. He was finally being able to kind of handle the lights and handle the noise. So it was a really welcome sight. We've talked about how scary these concussions can be. And obviously he was having issues with it because he was out for as long as he's been out. I mean, the last game he was in was January 2nd, and here we are, it's early March, and he's just now getting back to sitting on the bench. So, Bruce basically said, don't expect him to be in any of these last few games, which, there's really no reason to push it. But with him getting back to lifting, finally getting back to shooting, him being there at the games, I got to imagine is really big for his mentality, the mental side of coming back from this injury. So really a welcome sight, probably one of the big positives for Auburn coming down to the end of this season. And, hopefully he can continue lifting, continue shooting, and those symptoms, if there are any lingering at this point, continue to subside, and he can come back and have a really impressive sophomore year. That was a big part of the saddest part of him getting hurt was he was playing so well. I mean, he'd been named SEC Freshman of the Week, and you thought about the ability to him, for him to play alongside Sharif, and we didn't get to see that, which was a shame, but be exciting to see what he's able to do next year.
Yeah, it would have been really unfortunate if he had to go all the way into fall, going all the way into next year, having not been around a game since he got hurt, right? So I think it's a big deal for him to get out there and go and just kind of smell it, be back with the team for a couple games before the end and be seen, and so who knows what would happen if fans were spending all summer, pontificating and guessing and speculating on where he is. So I think that was a very big, good step. And obviously they're going to be they're as safe as they can. They're not rushing him because there's no reason to rush him. So they obviously felt comfortable with them joining the team and kind of being around the lights and the noise again. So very good sign all the way around, and you're glad for it. And hopefully he'll be good to go next year.
Yeah, like y'all said about Justin Powell rejoining the team, I'll be interested to see how he takes his next step back to playing, because every time I tried to come back and play, I get headaches. But hopefully that's not the case for him, and hopefully we'll see him on the court again next season with the rest of the Auburn team.